Hey friends, thanks for joining me for today's video. Before we jump in, this is a warning that the video is completely chaotic. I'm taking you through all of the thoughts that I had as I shopped this past week. So if that's something that triggers you, I would encourage you not to watch and just join me in the next video. This is like an overconsumption bonanza. I have no shame and I'm okay with it. I have no regrets, but I know some folks don't like watching that sort of thing, or they feel like it brings up something for them that they don't want to be feeling. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time, and we do a little bit of get ready for this look. Although that also takes like 5 left turns before I finally get to the look. But I'll see you at the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Take care. I feel like a Smurf. Do I look crazy? Can we talk? Can we talk about a lot of things? I don't have my microphone on because I need to charge the phone that I am recording on. So if my audio is a little off, my apologies. But let's talk. I'm going to put on makeup. I am determined. But am I? I am determined. I think I'm trying to convince myself to do some kind of bold look today. I have this nail polish on from ILNP. I ordered like 6 or 7 of them in the Black Friday sale. Forgot to talk about that on this channel. And they're all these fun, like holographic, what do you call it, duochrome colors. This one I don't think is any of those. Well, maybe it is. It is kind of duochrome. Yeah, it shifts to, you can't see it here in the camera, but it shifts from red to like this. In person, it's like this bluish purpley color. It inspired me to want to do something fun with my eye look, which I haven't done in a while because I've been conservative for on-camera purposes for work. Okay, so I'm pulling out probably my craziest palette, which is the Circo Loco, like the circus palette, basically, from Natasha Denona, with this crazy cover, which tells you what awaits you inside. I've had this now for 1.5 years, 2 years, and this is the color story. I mean, this is wild. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. The safe thing to do would be to stick into these colors, which I feel very comfortable with. But I know that I should probably branch out and try something a little different. I just don't know what that is and how disastrous it's going to be. Are you with me? Let's go on this journey together. Okay, so I'm going to take this off since I usually take my foundation down my neckline. Forgive my crazy hair. Y'all, it's all I can do to keep myself together today. And I need to put on a bib in case things drip down my face or some of the powder flies around. I promise y'all this is clean. This has been through the washing machine, but you know how some of your cloths like this that you use for makeup and whatever, they just stay stained no matter what you do. But it's clean. Smells great. Smells downy fresh or Tide fresh. Do I use Tide? I think I used whatever's in the green container. Is that Tide? Gain. That's what I use. I use Gain and it smells amazing. We need primer. 1 second. I was way ahead of myself. I already had primer out here. This isn't technically, well, it does say primer serum. This is the, again, I mean, I'm all Natasha'd out today, so just forewarning. That Hygen Skin Glass stuff that I just love. This is a good, I guess, primer. I don't usually use it as a primer. I use it as like a luminizer under my makeup. But let's talk about the week in general. It is the Friday before New Year's Eve. This is how crazy it's been that I'm even forgetting how to say New Year's Eve. Like my brain couldn't recall that. We've been, well, I have been, excuse me, off all week. My husband has worked. He works from home. I had this vision. You know how we talk about visions of sugar plums dancing in the kids' heads around Christmas time? I had visions of getting all this stuff done this week. All of these things. I had something in my mind planned out for every day of the week. Every single day I was going to film, I was going to clean, I was going to do this, I was going to organize. I've gotten some of that stuff done, but nowhere near the volume of things that I always imagine and fantasize getting done when I have some time off. So it was supposed to be like this dream staycation deal. What was I thinking? I am using as my foundation the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is for normal to oily skin. Let me tell you, this is one of the best drugstore and overall foundations of any category, period. It is a drugstore foundation. And I have one in the color 310, which is Sun Beige. Beige Soleil. Sun Beige. And I think it's maybe a little light. We'll see how this works out. So yeah, visions of getting all this stuff done. And I would say I've gotten about half of it done. So one of the things we did this week that was really awesome was we actually purchased a new washer and dryer. Tell me you're middle-aged without telling me you're middle-aged, because we had the time of our lives picking out our washer and dryer. And friends, this is very light. The thing about it for me, the win for me was that we knew kind of sort of what we wanted. My husband wanted front loaders. I wanted a traditional top loading washing machine. And so we kind of compromised. We ended up coming. Oh, the other thing was that our current set, we have a Samsung set, and it's sitting on a riser. So there's like a white block underneath that has a drawer in it that you can put your, wash items and, your detergents and all that sort of stuff. Dryer sheets, you can store them there if you want. I don't like those. They get on my nerves, and I feel like they make the machines unstable. And eventually over time, there's rocking that happens in the machines and all of this. I mean, is this boring content or what? If you want to skip the washer dryer conversation, go to this little marker down here. Okay, but for those of y'all that are here for it because you're loving your middle-aged life like I am, or even you're older than middle-aged life or whatever, you're in your domestic era, the domestic nesting era. We ended up we went from white to like this metallic, grayish, darkish color that we found at this, it's called East Coast Appliance over near us. And we got a pretty good deal on a nice new washer and dryer. Are they Samsung or is it LG? I don't remember, but we really, really liked a top loading washer that has huge capacity. It was the biggest drum I've ever seen. This is what's exciting to me in my life right now. A big washing machine drum. And then this huge capacity dryer, because our kids love to wash like their comforters and all of that, which, hey, I'm appreciative because otherwise their rooms smell like locker room. I mean, teenage kids, they're stinky. You know what I mean? Their feet stink. They don't really have like stinky feet, but they do smell a little locker room. They kind of hold themselves up in their room. They play video games. They're in there just like sweating and breathing in their rooms and all of that in the heat, especially in the winter when you have the heat running and you open that door and you're like, woo, what's happening up in this room? So I am appreciative that they like to wash their bedding. We try to help them keep their rooms clean with vacuuming their rugs and cleaning their surfaces and just, making sure that their laundry doesn't stack up because that can kind of funk up a room if it's sitting over, you know what I mean, in a bin in the corner of a room. If you have teenagers and you know what I'm talking about, can I get an amen down in the comments? So the washer and dryer was a huge deal. The other couple of things that we did, and this was like a Christmas present, to each other. We exchanged a little Christmas present on Christmas Day, but really we wanted to get some things for the house. I don't know if y'all remember me saying this in other videos. And so the washer and dryer was one of the things. And then we purchased new gas logs for our bedroom. The gas logs that were in there were really rinky-dinky and small and just like inadequate. They were inadequate. So we got some really nice white logs that look like birch wood. And I'm really excited that those are on the way. They're not cheap. I mean, they cost like the washer and dryer. It's a big ticket item to purchase those ceramic logs. They're self-starting, remote start, so we can be in bed and just boop, put our little fire on, y'all, get our little romantic moment going on a Saturday morning. You know what I'm saying? The other thing that we wanted to get this week was a grill. Really quickly, I am using my good old-fashioned Becca under eye primer. This one is broken. I have lots of backups of this. It looks like that. It's like a putty that you put under your eye to spackle, your wrinkles, y'all, because the wrinkles are coming on. And I have lots of backups, but it's discontinued. This is one of my favorite sort of under eye primers to keep the wrinkles from not looking as bad. There's nothing you can do about wrinkling, y'all. And it surely beats the alternative of not being able to age. So I'm trying to embrace my wrinkles. Can we talk about menopause in a little bit? Let me put that on the back burner for conversation here. So a grill, and I think it's a Weber grill that we're looking at. I'm not sure. We don't need a grill, like a gas grill outside to make our steaks and chicken and whatever that we want to grill, our burgers. We don't need anything super fancy. We want a nice model. So, hey, if you know any great grill models, let us know. We don't want to spend astronomical amounts. I don't want to be dropping $5,000 on a fancy grill, but we're willing to put in a little bit of cash to get something nice that's going to be long lasting. But the key is we don't need bells and whistles. We've had grills before that have the side burners. We never use any of that stuff. We only ever use the center grill, and we need one that's well constructed and is going to take a beating because we grill a lot in the summertime and in the spring and in the fall. Basically everything except late winter. We do some grilling in the late winter too, but heavy rotation grilling in the spring through the fall. For an eyeshadow primer, I haven't used this in a long time, but I'm going to use the Anastasia eye primer, which is white. And probably that's too much. I'm going to distribute that across these two fingers. This is a nice white base if you're doing an interesting eye look with a lot of different sort of colors. So I really need some prayers on this eye look. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I do some really ridiculous makeup things sometimes and they backfire, but I have a lot of fun trying. I do have a lot of fun trying. I'm not a makeup artist, never have been, never will be, so I'm just kind of playing around and experimenting with makeup. Okay, so washer, dryer, grill, logs, gas logs. That was, I mean, that's a number of thousands of dollars there, right? That we split among each other for a gift to ourselves. For concealer, I'm going to use this Huda Beauty Faux Filter. And this is in the color 4.5 Granola. 4.5G golden, so it should give me a little bit of a golden hue underneath. Right, so then there's that. And then, you know, I had a good year this past year in lots of different ways, including a pretty nice bonus from work. And I take care of my finances all year. That's probably more than you want to know. I'm pretty good with my finances in terms of like making sure everything is paid off. We've paid off all of our debt. We don't have bills, except for whatever remains on this house. And there's not a lot of mortgage that remains on this house. So that might be more than I, need to share TMI, but it's important to us because then it means that the money that we do make, we can continue to save for retirement, put away for college for our two younger ones, put into savings, put into investments. And then whatever's left over from that is what I buy my foolishness with. So my mother, for those of you that speak Spanish, my Puerto Rican mom she has a bit of a mouth on her and it's funny, right? Like it's comical to us, but she talks about having money for your pendejitas is what she calls them. And like a translation in English would be for your little BS items, your little nonsense items, the pendejitas money. So once we finish all of our other financial obligations to ourselves and to our future, then we have what we call it's just basically your disposable income, right? What you have to spend every month after you account for all of your other bills, investments, savings, retirement, all that stuff. Like our cars and everything are paid off. So, and I'm going to tell you something about that. This isn't a whole financial video, but we have lived under our means for very many years now. And we like it that way because it gives us financial freedom to do, what we want to with our other money. So we've come a very, very long way with that where, when we were younger, we had a lot of debt. We went into a lot of debt. We had home debt. We had car debt. We had bills. We had college loans to pay off. And so slowly throughout the decades, we have individually, and then when we met up later in life, continue to work towards having a healthy financial portfolio. The reason that I bring that up, friends, is that when I get a bonus or something like that from work, for me, it is just extra money that I could either put away into, investments or for savings or whatever, stick it in a CD, let it mature, for the year or whatever. Or I can take some of that and just spend it on any little dream items, my little pendejitas that I've been thinking about, in addition to all the other stuff I buy. So every year I get myself a piece of jewelry from John Hardy for the most part. Sometimes it's another brand, but I really like John Hardy. I like their edgy pieces. And so I purchased this one for myself, this ring here. It actually has it's banded like that and has a little gold piece in the middle. And then it has I forget what they call this. It's like a rope design. So anyway, that was my piece for this year. Last year, I purchased 2 rings that were on sale. They do a biannual sale at the end of the year. So I always go in and see what do I want and is it reasonably priced. They had a beautiful, in fact, I'm going to put a picture here, cuff bracelet that I fell in love with. I thought it was gorgeous, but I have to say that even at the sale price, which was almost $5,000, I was like, no. maybe next year. I don't know. I'll think about that one, but it's huge and it's chunky and it's beautiful. But I went with this, which was a much more modest purchase for me. So I always do a piece of jewelry. And the other thing, that's like a treat to myself for having a good year, for being a hard worker, all of that. The other thing that I started to think about this year was handbags. So let's talk about this rabbit hole, shall we? And I'm going to put in some footage of the pieces that I ended up getting. And I'm going to blame my beautiful friend here on YouTube, Lala at Lala.Beauty. Hey girl, hey! She had a video where she showed this Teddy Blake bag. And it's called the Lydia Dollarino. And it's pink. It's actually in person a little bit more like mauvey purpley, like a violety color, but it showed up pink in the video on her side, like a dusty pink. And I'm having a dusty pink era, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute, because that is getting to like serious mental condition level, friends. Mental condition level. Quickly, I'm going to do a little bit of powder with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Do y'all remember that I was looking at this on Sephora and forgot I already have a little one, a mini, that I have yet to go through? Like, really? I was looking at purchasing a big one. This is why shopping your stash is important, because you're like, oh, I already have that. So Lala, hey girl, she showed this gorgeous handbag and I was like, oh my God, that's the handbag I didn't know I needed. So now I have worked with Teddy Blake in the past. They sent me a beautiful red croco like satchel bag that's called the Gigi. And I think I got it in the 14 inches because I want to be able to put my computer in it and take it to work with like some files or something like that. I think it was 14 or maybe 13 inches. And so I haven't worked with Teddy Blake since, and I thought about reaching out to them, but I was like, I don't know that I want the obligation to have to talk about it in a video, and I'm talking about it now, but I did purchase it myself, like with my own cash. I get this thing where like I obsess about an item, and I look it up, and I look up all the reviews. I messaged Lala about it like 3,000 times, not really, a few times, and she was really loving her bag, and I really trust her opinion, and I was like, I want it. So I ordered it. They were having a little Christmas sale, so there was a little bit of money off of it. And I was like, I want that. So I ordered it and it arrived. And I do like it. It's a tiny bit darker than I was hoping color-wise, but it's still beautiful. The bag is lovely, nice construction and all of that. It's funny with Teddy Blake, the reviews are all over the place. Some of the reviews are like, these bags suck. They fell apart the day after I got them. And then other people are like, I've had mine for years and it looks like I just pulled it out of the box. Well, mine arrived pristine. The box was beautiful. The bag was lovely. It comes with a nice dust bag. It's a pretty bag. It's well constructed. I mean, I don't know what people are expecting sometimes for the prices they pay. Okay. This thing, it is what it is. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. So I haven't used it yet. It literally just came this week and I was happy about that. But the other thing that happened as I was looking for good old Teddy Blake is I ended up going down this handbag rabbit hole. And if you know me, I am not into luxury handbags. I appreciate that people are, and I love watching other people's videos where they're opening their Dior and their Chanel and their Hermes and Prada and all of that. And I'm like, that's so pretty. That's beautiful. I like it. But I can't in my mind bring myself to pay some of those prices. For example, Michelle Wong, she is a YouTuber. She started in the beauty space and she does lifestyle and luxury and all this stuff now. I love me some Michelle Wong, y'all. She is so chill. Her voice is like caramel and butter to me. You know what I mean? Like somebody that you could just listen to talk all day long. She's really cool and chill. She's very much into luxury items, but she's not pretentious about it. Okay, so she's not all about the latest new luxury item. She just likes luxury and she does not apologize for it, nor does she judge anyone else. You can tell she's completely non-judgy. It's just what she's personally into. I ain't mad at that. I also am not in a place where I'm wanting to pay $5,000 and $6,000, and up for a handbag. Maybe one day, but not today, and maybe not in the next few months or year. We shall see. But I enjoy watching her talk about her luxury items. It's like I'm living vicariously through her. And the reason that I bring her up is because she mentioned the Loewe puzzle bag, something that wasn't even on my radar. Okay. And she talked about hers. I think she has hers in like a darker color, darker green or black. And it was so pretty on screen. And I was like, that's nice. I like that. Of course, I looked it up and it's way beyond any comfortable price range for me. And y'all, it's not a matter of like, can I afford it? It's a matter of, do I want to pay for it? And that's different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, is there something similar? So that sent me down this whole rabbit hole. And then I started watching videos about luxury handbags and learning new terms. I didn't realize that there's this whole designer luxury handbag world, which is like your Birkins and your Chanel quilted bags. You know what I'm saying? And your like Fendi totes and whatever, your Christian Dior's, and versus contemporary. I didn't realize there was a term called contemporary handbags. Where have I been? What hole have I been under? And so this is your Cole Haan, which I love Cole Haan as a brand. We're going to talk about Kohan in un minuto. Coach, love Coach. I guess, I don't know if Dooney and Burke is considered, special enough to hang out with those other two. Tory Burch, Kate Spade, all of that. Oh my gosh, I just remembered with Kate Spade, part of the other thing that sent me down this rabbit hole is I saw this really super pretty, baby pink blush satchel. I'm not a satchel girl. I will carry a satchel from time to time, but it's not the style of bag that I go for. I usually go for like a slouchy hobo bag that's really comfortable that you can just toss in a chair because I'm a really casual type of gal. But I was checking out at Marshall's. Friends, me and Marshalls and TJ Maxx, I will go in there and buy every knick-knack paddywhack that I don't need. These places are dangerous for me. I went up to the counter, and behind the person on the counter was a Kate Spade pink boxy satchel that for some reason, as impractical as it looked, caught my eye. I think it was the pink. And I said, is that for sale or is that on hold? It was like $150, probably one of these bags that's like $300 and $400. And it was on hold for someone. So I was like, dang. So that, in addition to seeing Lala's beautiful pink Lydia Dollarino bag, sent me down this crazy rabbit hole. Pause. I have this thing here called the Sculpt and Glow from Natasha Denona that I have had for years. Ridiculous. Have I used it? Yes, maybe 2 or 3 times. I did buy this secondhand, so who knows how old this really is and what kind of stuff is lingering in these powders, friends. Powders and creams. I mean, that looks crazy, but it's a cream. That's why it looks like that. So I'm going to try to use this today. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. Let's try to use these a little bit and see what we could do here in terms of the powdering and bronzing. So, ordered the Teddy Blake, spent like hours looking on the Kate Spade site, and then realized there's a Kate Spade outlet online. Lord have mercy. Then started looking at videos about how the outlet items aren't the same ones that are sent to the retail store. I mean, it's just like hours and hours of looking at this stuff early in the morning and late at night. That might be where my week went. Me wondering what happened to the week. Well, part of it might have been me spending all this time looking at these videos like a dingling. And the other brand that I all of a sudden got really interested in because I especially love the designs was Tory Burch. Tory Burch. One of my sisters had on her wish list these like Tory Burch ballet slippers that are insanely expensive for what they are. But hey, that's what she wanted and I don't knock it. And so I got on the website and started looking at other things. This is for Christmas before this week, and it spilled over into this week. So it was like a storm of different things that had me all of a sudden interested in contemporary handbags, which then made me curious about the luxury handbags. I especially like the Lulu handbag from YSL. It looks like this. It is very pretty. I do fear though that this like quilted look is time-stamped for now. Okay, like the 2020s, early 2020s, and maybe in 5 or 10 years, no one will be interested in these quilted bags. What do you think? Or is it just like a timeless look? I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. Hold on, y'all. My bib fell. I need my bib back. Okay, so we're going to try to contour a little bit here. I wonder if I want to try the cream contour. Let's do that. So the handbags. I wanted a tote. For some reason, I was obsessed with like a tote that could carry my computer. Don't ask me why. I have this nice little sort of briefcasey, soft briefcase thing, like a messenger bag that I can take to work. The other cases that I looked at or totes are on, I think it's called Bed Stew. The shoe company, they make bags too. I kind of like their rugged handbag look. And they have some bigger tote type of bags that you could put a computer in. I do like that sort of rugged leather look. But Tory Burch, I found this quilted bag. And it's a tote, and they were having a sale. And when you first signed up, you could get, I think it was an additional 15% off the day that I signed up. So your girl done ordered a tote, a quilted tote. I also ordered what's called a Kira bag, which is like the Chanel quilted bag, except it's Tory Burch and it has the Tory Burch symbol, which is very pretty. And I fell in love with this, I think it's called the Fleming convertible soft shoulder bag or something. The kind that I wanted was discontinued. They don't have it anymore. It's not in any of the outlet stores. I even called Tory Burch and was like, help me find this bag. And I'm like, we don't make it anymore. I was like, but you need to help me find it. They were like, ma'am, go somewhere. Go sit down somewhere, ma'am, please. So that sent me down another rabbit hole of like trying to figure out if I can find it on Mercari or eBay, which then you get into the whole, am I getting a real bag or a counterfeit bag? Because Tory Burch does get counterfeited. Oh my gosh, which then sent me down this whole rabbit hole of looking at videos about super fakes. Have y'all heard this term? These are, I'm gonna have to wash this. These are handbags that are so well constructed, replicas, so well constructed. Stitching is perfect. Hardware is immaculate. Everything's identical. Same leather is used as the real bags. And it's like a whole counterfeit market where people, authenticators and experts can't even tell the difference in these bags. So I was like, how are you supposed to know if you're getting a real bag? So anyway, friends, this is the madness that has been going on. I ended up getting one of the Fleming bags off of a site called The Real Real, which they're supposed to have experts that authenticate the bags and they sell the bags. So if you want to sell your items, it's like a consignment shop online. They receive the items, authenticate them, grade them in terms of the quality from like poor, I think fair, I'm sorry, they don't sell anything that's poor, but fair quality all the way to pristine. It's this whole spectrum, and they'll categorize your item. So the item that I purchased was one level down from pristine. I think it was like excellent condition. And I looked at all the pictures, and I mean, as far as I could tell, everything looked the way that it should. So I was really excited about that. I finished doing all of the like bronzing and whatever, and now it looks a little bit dirty. A little dirty. So what was I saying about The Real Real? The Fleming, the soft convertible Fleming bag. I love it. I love it. I would have loved it in a cream color. They didn't have it in cream. And because I got that Kira bag in cream, I was like, how many cream bags do you need in similar size? So I did get that one. And I think it's like a, maybe it's called butternut or chestnut or something. I forget the name of the color. Butterscotch, something like that. And it's beautiful. It is a gorgeous color. I would love it in black. So I'm looking for that. Now I'm hunting for it in black. Y'all, this is what happens. I also got this bag off of Amazon with a gift card that my mother gave me, because this seems like a nice spring and summer and maybe early fall tote, even winter, because it's like a winter white. And it's a nice work tote where you can stick your computer in, a notepad, and, you know, a water bottle and whatever else you need. So that is my little bag collection. That happened. And like, I'm now obsessed. I almost got this beautiful gray tote from Teddy Blake. It looks like this. It was a little pricey for me at the moment, considering what I had already dropped on the Tory Burch bags. And so I was like, all right, let's hold off on that and maybe think about that as like a self-birthday present. By the way, my birthday is coming up. Hubby has planned a trip to the mountains of Virginia, which is one of our favorite things to do. And we're going to stay in this gorgeous bed and breakfast. It's called the Mayhurst. This is one of our first romantic outings as a couple when we first met up like years ago. And we have great memories from staying at this beautiful like Civil War style mansion. And there are wineries around there. One is called Early Mountain Vineyards, Early Mountain Winery or Vineyards, and it's in a nice open field, but in the distance you can see the mountain outline, the scape, mountain scape, skyline, mountain, whatever, the thing, the outlines. They have really great food and some pretty beautiful wines there. So we'll go there and maybe a couple of other wineries, and I'm super excited. And now that I have a nice bag to take with me, I'm like, I'm going to build my outfit around my handbag. This is what's happening in my life. So let's talk about this eye look that I am very, very terrified to do. But I think, I don't know what I'm going to do. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Something is calling me to this like electric blue. Pray for me. Combined, maybe I will do, I don't know, maybe I'll do like these three. Let me just start playing and see what I come up with. So I'm going to go into that. The color is called Electric, and it's like a cream to powder, almost like shimmery formula. So I'm going to start with that, and I'm just going to do it by finger. Look at that. Holy cow. Wow. So that's the handbag drama that's been going on in my life. Now let's talk about shoes. Because since I am traveling for work more now, really quickly, I started a different kind of position at my same organization. What I'm going to be doing now will probably have me traveling more than I did before. Maybe, you know, every month or few months or something like that. We're not sure yet how things are going to work out. It will really just depend. But one thing I cannot stand to be is uncomfortable these days. Like, I'm just done with the days of being uncomfortable, friends. Anything I can do to create comfort in my life, I'm there. I'm looking into that thing, including how to travel more comfortably. I do not enjoy being in airports. I used to once upon a time love to just walk around an airport and see people. I was fascinated. That's when I was younger and had a lot more stamina. Now and I didn't have a family, so I was like solo, and it was fine to spend days and days traveling. Now, because I have a family and all of that, I much rather be home. And just because I'm getting older and like a nester, I like being home. So if I'm going to travel, I want to be comfortable, which made me think then about shoes, both for traveling through the airport. I don't want to be traveling through the airport in my Crocs, friends. I mean, I could. Can you just see me in my Crocs? Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I would in my casual time, but if it's for work and you're going to be seeing coworkers and stuff, I don't know that makes sense. So... And Crocs are big. They take up a lot of space. And most of my trips are going to be either overnight or a couple of nights, maybe 3 nights at the most. So I want to be able to throw everything in a bag quickly and be in and out of my trip. So that sent me down this rabbit hole of thinking all of the heels that I have, I really need to pare that back and get some more flat shoes, or that tiny heel that's not like this, that's not uncomfortable to walk in. I need for my feet to be good so that I'm not miserable in an airport, especially when flights get delayed, which they always do, and all of that, and you're standing there waiting, y'all. The last thing I want is for my feet to be uncomfortable and for me to be miserable. Are you with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you understanding what I'm saying? I think you are. So here's some footage of the shoes that I've recently purchased, because I went down that rabbit hole too. Speaking of Cole Haan, I was on the Cole Haan website. I saw these shoes that look super comfortable for work, and I was like, that's what I need in my life. I want lots of pairs of those. So I bought some pairs, ended up returning 2. You'll see in the footage in just a minute here. And then I was on Amazon, and I found this one brand that makes affordable leather, nice looking shoes. Some of them did not work out. I ended up sending some back because they creased funny, or they just sat on my foot funny. They were uncomfortable. They defeated the whole purpose of getting comfortable shoes. But the ones that I did keep, I really love. And I ended up finding this entire other shoe that was like a comfortable loafer. Some people might think they're super ugly. In a part of my life in the past, I would have never been caught dead in these. But I fell so in love with these looking at them online and knowing that they were comfortable from the reviews that I was like, I want them in like every color. I bought 3 colors, or did I buy 4? 3, and had to refrain from getting them in all colors because I'm obsessive like that. When I'm into something, I want all of it. I want all the colors, the whole thing. So let's look at the shoe situation and how that has changed. And by the way, I ended up taking like 2 more bags of heels, high heels, to Goodwill, and keeping the ones that I really and truly do love. So take a look at this. I picked up these 2-tone Oxfords from Cole Haan, and they look so cute online. And look, I was 10 tons of a clown with these on, and they were really uncomfortable. The tongue pushed into like the crease in between my, foot and shin, that where it bends. It was a no. So these went back, although they are super cute online. Here we are in my closet, and I really needed for this top shelf to be all of the shoes and booties I would feel comfortable wearing to work. So I've done some reorganizing, and some of the newer shoes that I purchased are over here on this end. So this is a pair that I picked up from Cole Haan along with those loafers, even though the loafers went back. This is called the Venetian loafer, and I just adore the color of the leather. I love the little logo on the back and the little platform comfortable heel. These actually fit really nicely and were on sale. I picked these loafers up from Amazon. These are genuine leather, have a really comfortable sole. And the footbed has, look at that. Look at that. It's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. I love it. And I love that the leather looks a little bit distressed on the front. This is from the same company on Amazon, same idea. And I just think this is the cutest Oxford for women. So cool and very, very comfortable again. The sole is comfortable, the interior is comfortable, and they seem to wear well. I picked up these little cheapies here from DSW. I don't even remember the name of the brand, but I like them. These are the ones that I mentioned that I got from Amazon. 3 pair. You'll see them coming up here. I do like this fabric tone, and the interior is super comfortable, the footbed rather, and then the soles. You see they're rubber soles? I mean, I could see myself running through an airport in any pair of these easily. I bought these from DSW. These are like a suede, and I kind of like this color. This it's called like mushroom. Really versatile. Here's the third pair of those shoes that I fell in love with from Amazon. You can see how comfortable they are. Look at the way that the sole of the shoe is done with the cushioning, and then the bottoms, the soles. Oops, I lost one. Leave it to me. I ended up getting the black equivalent of that animal print. And then also these from DSW. These are Blondo shoes, a Canadian company. Nice leather shoe, pretty comfortable, and they look versatile. Like they'll go with anything. This pair here I fell in love with. The company is, I think it's pronounced Nisolo, and I like the kind of shoe is called a Dorsey, something like that. And I like that you can wear them with jeans and with work pants or whatever. Those are really comfortable and easygoing shoes, nice flat shoes that are, they can go with a lot of stuff. This is me entering my senior citizen era. I like those. And these I got from DSW too as just easy, easygoing, simple wear loafers that you can slip your foot into that are going to be comfortable, and you can put a lot of wear and tear on these. Nice, comfortable footbed on these as well. And you might remember from my declutter that I could not let those Tommy Hilfigers in the corner go. I have them in black and brown. So here I have put all of my heels then just on the bottom. And these are shoes that I would wear going out. They're fancier. They're both closed-toed and open-toed, but I only wanted one layer of those. And then this layer here in the front are my hangout casual shoes. I ended up picking up these Pumas. How friggin' cute are these with the big heel on them? I need height because I'm short. I'm 5'3". These get me to about 5'5"-ish if I dream real big. And those are comfortable. These I ended up getting from Dr. Scholl's. I told y'all I'm in a new era of my life, and I'm not ashamed to get the comfortable, ortho style shoes. I've worn those, as you can see already. Very comfortable. This is another pair I picked up from Dr. Scholl's, and my son said, "Are you wearing Gigi's shoes?" Like my mother's shoes, his grandmother's shoes. So that made me laugh. Yeah, I guess I'm in my grandma era. I picked up these sneakers from Cole Haan, and they are so adorable. They're called, like, the color is oatmeal, and it's this like felt suede texture. But y'all, the front toe box was so tight. You see there? I ended up having to send these back too, along with those two-tone Oxfords, which I regret because they are precious. They're so cute. So this color here is called Snow Cone. I'm going to try, well, should I do that? And let's do this in the inner corner. Let's get a little bit outrageous. This color is called Grin. Grin, cute. Let's try that in the inner corner of the eye, like boom. And just to be creative, and it matches my sweater. Like, are we in the 80s matching our clothing to our eyeshadow? Today we are. And then the other travel thing that I have gotten a little bit crazy about is travel gear. So I ended up getting this bag off of eBags called the Motherload, because I wanted something that was a backpack that I could also roll. So that was a whole rabbit hole, looking on the internet for a backpack that rolls, that has good reviews, that doesn't fall apart. I've gotten some from Amazon before that they didn't last a month. You know what I mean? Because they were crappily constructed. And it needed to be big enough to hold all of my overnight stuff, like very easy. So this is a big bag. It might be a little too big for going in the under, seat part. We shall see. I forget, there's a name for like the underseat luggage or whatever. Carry on underseat something or other. But this Motherload I got, it's a little bigger than I was hoping, but I'm going to keep it. And then I went down this other rabbit hole of wanting all of my travel accessories. Listen to this. Listen to this, to be the same color, so that I had an aesthetically pleasing experience when I laid them out on my counter. in some older videos, you've seen the madness that I had before of taking like travel size things, including makeup and hair products and stuff, and it's all mismatched and weird looking and gross like in terms of like there's all these colors and textures, and it drove me crazy. So I wanted some simplicity and uniformity. So that took me down rabbit hole number 76 as I was going on Amazon and looking for pink things. At first I was like, I want them all cream. And by that I'm talking about all the little containers that you carry your products in. This looks poopy. Look at this. I'm going to try to zhuzh it up with a little bit of additional color, maybe right there as a transition. So I'm going to go into, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I am. I'm going to go into this snow cone, which is like this bluish, icy blue color. So I found these little super expensive containers for powders and things that look like this on the screen. And I ended up getting a bunch of those. They were hugely overpriced, but they're magnetic and super cute. And I love them. I'm like, why didn't I know these existed before? I got a new makeup bag. I got a new tech bag to put all of your little cords and stuff. And I have all that stuff already, but all of the bags were mismatched. They weren't part of a set. And I can't tell you why that bothers me now. Am I that bored with my life that sort of thing bothers me? The answer is yes. You don't have to answer in the comments. I need a crease shade. I don't know if this is a right decision, but I'm going to go with this color here, which is called Magic. That might be a little chaotic here, but let's try it and see how it works. And then I got these packing cubes all in pink. I have a lot of pink stuff now. I ended up even, I can't even believe I'm going to admit this to y'all. I got a pink comb. I got a pink brush. I got a pink mini hair dryer. And here's the idea. Here's the idea. These will stay now in my travel luggage. So all I have to do when I travel is switch out my clothing and shoes. I don't have to fuss. Hey, listen, y'all have seen me fuss with my travel toiletries and makeup and hair products and all of that a lot. I have complained a lot. The idea, if I did this right and if I chose well, is that this stuff will remain constant in my travel wardrobe and actually make it a joy to travel because everything looks pretty and looks uniform. And I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Finally, speaking of travel clothing, because of the way that my work is in our work environment, when we're not meeting with clients, it is perfectly okay to be in casual-ish clothing in our work meetings. Ever since the pandemic and all of that, people are less inclined to come in business clothing, and they'll just wear some, non-ripped jeans, like, jeans in good condition or khaki pants or something like that to our meetings. And they might do a button down or they might do a casual sweater. So I like casual sweaters like what I have on. This is off of Amazon, and I would not hesitate to wear this to a meeting. And I love the color on it. The material is but I ended up getting a bunch of additional, because I already have a bunch of sweaters, friends. I already have, but I wanted more. And one of the things I got was gift cards from my family. We just did gift cards this year. My mom and sisters, we were like, you know what? Let's not try to get all jiggy with it and worry about wish lists of items. Let's just exchange gift cards. So for the most part, that's what we did. There were some gifts, but so I got a lot of Amazon gift cards, and I ended up purchasing a bunch of sweaters. Some of them are going back because they are too large. I overestimated how much fabric this body needs. So there. So handbags, shoes, sweaters, jewelry. What I didn't get crazy about was makeup or fragrance. I just didn't feel the need. Like, I have a ton of makeup that I'm really enjoying, so I haven't really purchased any new makeup or skincare except things I needed to re-up on, like my facial wash. I ran out of that, so I needed more of that, and I got more of that. I did get one fragrance in the Sephora, the recent Sephora 20% off fragrance event, because I had a gift card, and that's really all I wanted. So I'll talk about that in a video on the other channel. And friends, that is it for my buying extravaganza that went crazy. But it was nice to like rearrange the shoes, nice to rearrange the closet. It felt good. It felt good to get things in order and to have items that I'm excited about rather than the mess of, for example, of travel things that were actually a pain in the butt to look through before. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy. Does that count for something? Should I do a little under eye? I'm going to take that Purple Magic and hope it doesn't look sickly under the eye. Let's see how that works out. Let me finish up this look and I'll come back on and we'll do our final thoughts. Shall we? Let's do that. So that is it. That brings us to a close. I'm curious to hear if that sort of mental thing, that mental gymnastics around types of categories of, buckets of things that you get obsessed about. Do you do that? Is that something that happens to you? Do you go down rabbit holes of like, I am obsessed with this kind of product and I'm going to research it until I'm blue in the face, until I can't read another review and I've purchased everything that I feel like I want to purchase from that category? Do you do that too? Let me know in the comments. And regardless, thanks for hanging out with me and listening to me banter about the chaotic nature of this past week, as I thought I was going to get 10 million things done, but really what I did was shopped a lot. And some other things. I did get some things done, friends. I did videos, I edited them, I posted them, I cleaned, I organized. That deserves some credit too. But there was a lot of shopping. So anyway, see you in the next video. Take care, friends.